Good morning, children. Today in English language, take out your Friday afternoon comprehension and composition and turn to page number 6. On page number 6, you have chapter 1. The topic is hard work. There is a short story over here. I will read the story for you first, and then I'm going to explain you what is said in the story. So I begin of here, children. Number 1. A farmer worked hard on his land. He reaped a good harvest of fruit every year. Once he fell ill. He called his 4 sons to his bedside and told them, "There is a great treasure buried on my land. It is all yours." Soon after the farmer's death, his sons carefully dug up every bit of the land. They found no treasure. "We've dug long and hard, but we have found no treasure." They planted some seeds and watered them again and again. Years later, they found their trees laden with fruit. "We found the real treasure, a bumper crop." So children, I've read the small story for you, hard work. Now I'm going to explain you what each paragraph tells you. Once upon a time there was a farmer and he worked very hard on his land. And every year he reaped a very good harvest of fruit. He had a lot of fruit trees and a lot of fruit grew on his fruit trees, and he earned a lot of money. But once he fell ill. When he fell ill, he called his 4 sons to his bedside and told them he was about to die because he was very ill and he had 4 sons. He called those 4 sons and told them that there is a great treasure buried on my land. It is all yours. You can take the treasure because there's treasure buried in my land. Soon after the farmer's death, that means the farmer died after that. After saying that to his sons, he died. So after his death, his sons carefully dug up every bit of the land, but they found no treasure. And this is what the 4 sons said. "We've dug long," because they had been digging for a very, very long time. "And hard. We've worked hard, but we have found no treasure on this land." Then they said, since they have found no treasure, they said that let us plant some seeds and let us see what happens. So when they planted the seeds, they watered the seeds again and again. They worked hard. They put the seeds in the ground and they watered them again and again. Years later, they found their trees laden with fruit, and they had to wait for some years before the fruit trees began to give fruit. And they saw that the trees were full of fruit. They were laden with fruit. And this is what the 4 sons said, that "We found the real treasure, a bumper crop." We found the real treasure. What was the real treasure? The real treasure was the Bumper crop. Bumper crop means such a lot of crops grew. What was the crop? The crop was the fruit of the trees. There was such a lot of fruits growing on the trees, and that gave them a lot of money. So at last the sons realized that it was not the treasure that the father had talked about. His father had just said that there was treasure, and the sons started digging. They thought that money would come easily by selling the treasure. But what was the real treasure that they found? It was the hard work that they had put on the land that the father had given them. Hard work. They had to work hard every day. And that hard work paid them in the end. So children, this short story also teaches you a lesson. What is the lesson? That if you work hard, if you concentrate on your studies, if you work hard, then you will also see the fruits at the end of the year. You will do very well. You will get a very good report at the end of the year. That is your fruit of the hard work that you have put in the whole year. Okay, children? So, after reading this story, you will read the story once, twice, thrice, many times, and then you will do some exercises given on page 7. On page 7, you have a comprehension. You will have to answer some questions. How much of the story have you understood? Okay? You are going to answer the questions. Your answers will tell how much you have understood the story. Number 1. Why did the farmer reap a good harvest of fruit every year? Why did the farmer reap a good harvest of fruit every year? There are 3 options. A, B and C. A, because he worked hard on his land is one option. B, because he had buried treasure in his land, another option. And the third is C, because his sons worked hard on the land. Now, which answer is correct? You are going to tick that answer. Number 2, what did the farmer tell his sons? Now, your answer will be, you are going to write the answers in these dotted lines, in these 2 dotted lines. The farmer told his sons. Now you are going to write what the farmer told the sons. You are going to write it in the indirect speech. The farmer told his sons that, and then continue. Okay? Number 3, what did the sons do? Okay? Now what did the sons do after hearing what the father had told them? Your answer you're going to write in these 2 dotted lines. Children, for today you're going to do comprehension. Please write the date of year. Number 1 you're going to do. Okay, tick the answer, correct answer. Number 2, write your answers of year on these 2 dotted lines. Number 3, you're going to write the answers in these 2 dotted lines. Now for today's assignment, you're only going to do number 1, 2 and 3 from page number 7.